Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our GYST Podcast, where we help you get your together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of your favorite podcast, the GYST Podcast, also known as Get Your Shit Together.
You almost forgot.
I am what?
You were close.
What to
good.
say?
I was just gonna go into who I was.
Okay.
No, what do you mean? No, I wrote it down.
That sounded like it. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it sounded like it.
Oh, I was just trying to do a weird effect. So I'm one of your hosts, Rohit Rohila.
Kyle Reed.
Sam T.
And Kamal Kalra.
All right, ready, fellas?
Wearing the same clothes.
We're dirty people, just to let you guys know.
I don't think anybody.
We've been wearing this for 7 days straight now, just to let you guys know.
7?
Damn.
It has to be.
12 for me.
Oh, shit.
Funny enough, I actually have the same exact shirt. So.
You know what's funny is
Sorry.
he whispered, like, quietly to me, we're all wearing the same.
I know.
We're all wearing the same clothes. So the audience who's listening to the podcast or whatever probably didn't hear that. And it starts off with you saying, we're all dirty, dirty people. Well,
they'll have to watch the YouTube in order to figure it out.
yeah. Maybe we are dirty, so let's get a little highbrow, shall we?
All right.
So,
Right, Joe.
fellas, we talk about ways, tips, and tricks, and we share our experiences on how the audience can GYST, right? And I think part of GYST is to know what the end goal is, or what are you really working towards? What are some of the, as you quote, the finer things in life? I think so many times we don't define what those finer things are. We just think, okay, if we make more money, we can buy a bigger TV. Or if we make more money, I can buy an extra pair of Jordans. What else could you do that actually...
Are you saying that because I'm looking for a bigger TV and another pair of Jordans right now?
I may be. Trying to change your mindset here.
Yeah, good call.
But one of the things that we never talk about is what can we do to enrich our lives, right? And so today's episode is all about culture. And we don't mean culture as in, nationalities, ethnicities, anything like that. But we're actually talking about, like plays and museums and symphonies and some of the finer things in life. One of the most prolific reasons why people don't really participate in a lot of these activities, right? It's because for us, like the normal people or whatever the case is, it's just not a part of everyday life. Like I was talking to Sam earlier, if we haven't seen each other in a while, we're gonna be like, oh Sam, like it's been a while, like let's go catch a movie or let's go throw some darts or something, right? Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be like, oh Sam, man, it's been so long since I've seen you. Would you like to accompany me to the opera? It's just not
The Harry Potter Symphony.
right.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as it does.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes, it should.
That was awesome.
And so there's a couple reasons why we don't do that, right? Expenses are probably
It's a little
the major
pricier.
reason. They're a lot more expensive.
Sure.
Now, one of my all-time favorite mentors.
I want to interrupt so bad.
You do want to interrupt?
Yeah.
You can. You already did.
Motherfuckers have literally never played darts.
Who, Sam and I?
Lies.
Where'd you guys play
I used
darts
to
at?
live.
No,
in
he's
bars.
saying together.
Oh, together? No, we never played
Oh
darts
yeah,
together.
Sam
Yeah.
used to live in bars, by the way.
I mean, let's be honest.
Sorry.
I played darts.
We throwing some darts here?
I was listening, but I couldn't get over that. You were like, we say, Sam, you want to go play some darts? We don't say, Sam, would you like to come to me to the opera? Those were equally as foreign of tasks for both of you. You motherfuckers have gone to the opera as many times as you've played darts together.
True.
I'm sorry.
Although I will say that I have played darts.
You have played darts.
Just not with Rohit.
Yeah. Butt darts.
And I play pool. He plays pocket pool, so that's similar.
Done.
Same thing,
Yep.
right?
But one of my favorite mentors, Jim Rohn, this is one of my favorite collections. Mm-hmm. So it's The Day That Turns Your Life Around. It's a whole bunch of CDs.
I was about to say, there's some fucking CDs
Yeah,
in there?
it's 6 CDs. But what he talks about is, and I'll touch on this later in another episode called, The Day That Turns Your Life Around. He's talking about, I'll just bring it up later. It's not
Okay.
right now. But one of the things that he says is about this. It's about culture, right? Mm-hmm. For any of the four of us, if we want to talk about getting together and we can't think of anything, well, I guess let's just go watch a movie then, right? It's not that big of a deal. But for some people, a night to the movies is huge. We're not just talking about expenses, if you've got a family or things like that, but we're just talking about like...
Yeah, it's $100.
They don't go to the movies. They just watch stuff on Netflix or something like that. So the act of enjoying actually going out, being in a theater, ordering your fresh popcorn.
That's culture.
That's culture.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think about that. And so what he talks about is sometimes people be like, oh, I want to go to the movies, but it's so expensive. He's like, that's one less Coke a week. I mean, granted, this is from, 1920s. I mean, I don't know.
Doing a lot of Coke.
Right? That's really old. What he talks about is that's one less
Just
Coke.
one line.
Right? That's one less extra burger. Or we can all do a little something to save money to go enjoy something like this.
We just talked about a lot of that last week.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Kind of tied into
finances
financial
and stuff. Yeah. Man, where was I?
You were listening.
But it's true. Like, yeah, stuff like this is expensive. Gummel and I, along with a regular guest on air, Aaron, went to see the symphony. And those tickets were like $92. You still owe me. But they were like $92. And
You got paid today.
I did get paid.
There you go. Pay it off.
I'm going to get paid.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, it's $92, right?
I'm just
But
surprised you
Gummel,
didn't say about the Uber driver.
what if like 10 weeks ago, you just saved $10 a week? Like, that's something that we can all do for that experience.
Yep.
Wouldn't you say that's worth it?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Actually, I've never been to the symphony before, so that was the first time I went there, and being at a Harry Potter one, it just made it even freaking better.
I was about to ask you. So,
Yeah.
was there a reason why you went?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Harry Potter Symphony, and
Okay.
that was an awesome experience. It's just, I did not realize how close the seats were.
Yeah.
I was like, $90 for those seats? Hell yeah. And it was so awesome to see. I think it has a deeper meaning to it, though. It's more about just sharing that knowledge and that experience, and then passing it down from generation to generation, right? I mean, think about plays, right? Plays were like big things back then. That was the point of entertainment, right? That was the way how they shared their message, shared their stories, and it passes down. And now there's not a whole lot of them out there right now because it's, in the end, comes down like there's not a whole lot of culture passing down to it, I guess. But in the essential one, it's like it's just a little bit of piece of you that just keeps going from generation to generation, and just about just sharing it and just being one community.
And back in the days, that was the biggest thing too. I mean, it's not just plays. We talked about movies. Movies were a huge commodity back in, let's say, the 50s and 40s and whatnot. Because to go to a movie was a huge thing. You dressed up, you bought your tickets, and then you went and watched the movie. You come out, you go to dinner, things like that. It's not your typical 4 or 5 showings a day now where you can get matinees and things like that. Yeah. So I think you had a really good point there. I think we kind of have to distinguish and define what culture is to certain amounts of people. For those who, let's say in my state, I do okay. I can go catch a movie and wouldn't think of going to see a movie as something cultural. However, would I go to a play? Would I go to a symphony? I would love to go to a play or a symphony, and it all comes down to accessibility, and the people that you know. How often would you call me up and say, "Hey man, let's go watch a play," or hit me up and say, "Hey man, I heard the symphony is really good.
Yeah,
let's go check it out."
Symphony's popping,
instead of throwing darts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never did until Aaron.
But here it goes again to the audience.
Yeah.
Aaron is...
He lives that lifestyle.
He's a composer.
Yeah, he goes by himself all the time.
Exactly. So he lives that life, so he's bringing you into his culture.
So to him, that's like you asking one of us to go to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
You
Hands
see
down.
what I'm saying?
Like,
So-
him and I will talk, and we're like, you know what? It's been a while since we've hung out. He's like, okay, let me look at the schedule.
Oh, it's
And
just
now,
go-to thing.
Him and I, our thing is going there.
Seattle Symphony.
Yeah, Seattle Symphony at Better Way. We've been probably 5-6 times now.
Okay. So that's what I'm getting at. It's somebody who lives that and understands it and thinks of it as high culture to them or something that's cultural, bringing it into your life. Whereas I don't have that medium in front of me. You know, I don't have somebody who says that. You see what I'm saying? Cultural.
Well, did you golf before, or how did this work out?
No.
You two like golfing.
Oh yeah, I guess you didn't really golf.
He brought me into it.
I'd say that's something like it's more not an event, but that's something that you can take away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all about the accessibility and with people that you know. You know, I wouldn't have thought about golfing until I knew somebody or met somebody that pushed me into it or you know, showed me how fun it would be. I probably won't go to a play or a symphony until I have somebody say, hey, you know what? Hamilton is an awesome freaking play, man. You should go check it out. Then I will go watch Hamilton. Anybody has tickets to Hamilton's, by the way? Let me know. I want some tickets to Hamilton.
I got 4.
Do you mean
Damn.
Do you mean Hamlet?
Hamilton.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta school you, bro.
You don't know about that
Well,
Hamilton?
I just found out about that new driving
We
law
will show
today.
you the video.
That's true.
Yeah, you literally just found out. And it's been what, like 2 weeks now?
It's in Washington only, though, so a lot of our listeners won't know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, they should move here.
Not after that driving law.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just take
What?
the bus, y'all.
Please move to Washougal, Washington.
What?
Gosh.
You're a jerk.
Dude, I love, like, I know this is
Stop.
off topic.
Okay.
But I love how, like, when people talk about, like, Washington, they're like, yeah, you guys have all those weird city names. And the one they always talk about is
Puyallup.
Puyallup, right? And then I tell them about some of the
Snoqualmie?
other ones, like Snoqualmie, Washougal, Walla Walla, like, you know, all those. And I was like, wow,
Hoquiam.
yeah. Yeah, Squim.
Yeah.
Sequin.
Sequel.
I guess I didn't really think about that until, like, someone else. To me, it's just like, oh, that's...
It's just
All
all
I
of
hear
ours.
is rain in coffee.
Yeah, I hear rain.
That's culture.
Yeah,
That's culture.
that
Yeah.
is
So-
Seattle culture.
I was having a really hard time grasping this topic when you said culture. I guess it's defined differently by everyone, but I wrote a couple of things down while you guys were all talking, and I put that your atmosphere is culture if you let it be.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned going to the movies or staying at home and watching Netflix. If you go out to the movies, you will experience culture. Movie is, I guess, an American pastime, American culture, but you will see other cultures as well. And you can experience that instead of staying home confined to what is inside your 4 walls. I think that's huge. Another thing I wrote is culture can really be anything that's foreign to you.
Actually, I was
It
just
doesn't have to be something or someone from a foreign nation that's foreign to you. Like you're Indian, I'm Portuguese and Japanese, Sam's Chinese, Cambodian. You're Indian as well. Are you 100% Indian?
Yeah,
By the way,
FBI,
yeah,
full-blooded Indian.
FBI, that's what y'all... y'all are fools.
Learn things new every day.
So it
Or
doesn't just...
Desi.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be just Golgape. It doesn't have to be just you're an Indian, this is your culture, you eat things like Golgape and Panipuri.
it's the same exact thing.
It's 2 different words,
It's 2
don't you worry
different
about
things.
it.
It's 2 different words to us.
I said pizza and calzone. It doesn't matter, okay? It's cool.
Exactly.
But those two are 2 different things.
No, they're not. They're the same thing. One's folded in half.
Not when you're not
Yeah.
Indian.
Actually, no.
And you wanna say 2
It's
words.
also, like, there
cross.
are differences.
We're not going to talk
I
about
used
these
to
right
work...
now. It's not a podcast episode about culture.
Taco Bell.
Go to hell.
Hey, that rhymes.
So, I mean, what I was thinking when you said the foreign, to me, it's something that is outside my comfort zone. Something that I don't go and do it on a daily basis. Movies, I will go to it all the time, right? Something like going bowling, I'll go every now and then. It's fine. But symphony, like museums, plays, the stuff that kind of gives you a story and kind of just starts, you're thinking about it. That's, and whereas you don't do that very often. You're growing yourself when you're going out and doing that. And you just get a different feeling out of it as well.
Okay.
And I think that's where, for me, that's where it is.
So,
Like-
go ahead.
Like when my brother used to live in New York, I went and visited a few times and whatnot. And I used to love going to museums there. I literally went, there was one week that I went just by myself. And all I did was went to different museums, and I spent the whole day just going there. It was freaking nuts. It was awesome, and that's something that I don't do very often, and that was just an awesome experience. So I think that was more of a culture for me.
Huh.
Okay.
We have some pretty damn cool museums here too.
Yeah.
But we never go to them.
No.
Get out there.
I know, right?
I'm telling you, man.
I'm a member of the Museum of Flight.
Nice. When was the last time you went?
Aaron and I have gone before too. I'd say it's probably been about 7 months.
Okay.
And you have an annual pass?
Yeah.
And you've been once in 7 months?
Yeah. A lot of the times it's mostly when they get new exhibits now. Because
Okay.
I mean, you how many times have
It's
you
far
seen-
drive.
Don't they also have like on Thursdays, the first month of Thursday, something it's like a free?
Yes.
A lot of museums do that. Is it? There's like the first Tuesday of the month, the first
Yeah.
Tuesday of the month.
Yeah.
It's awesome to go check it out. Just doing
Yeah.
that. That's something that you can do.
History
Find
Museum
out the
does
ones-
it. Comark Museum does
Yeah.
it. Sam does it.
Really?
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
I've never
museum.
visited Sam.
I haven't been there either.
We should go.
Is that the one where outside
Yeah.
you've got the hammer dude?
I've never been there.
Look. I
Let's
would
go.
like to attend.
GYST Podcast Adventure Day to Sam.
That sounds kinky.
I've already been to Sam.
Well, you know what?
Boom! Winning.
You know what? Screw him. Rohit, we got it.
Oh, whoa.
I'm not saying
slow down.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying yes.
Cannot have an intelligent conversation with
So
you.
how are we defining culture, guys? How
So
are we defining
I had a quick question then.
Uh-huh.
We talked about culture. We talked about you brought up a really good point actually that I want to kind of go back to real quick. You talked about something foreign, okay? Not doing something ever before, or trying something new, right? Can you throw
Start of a dirty joke.
can you throw something food into that? Let's say, for instance, I've never tried. Let's say Puerto Rican food.
Oh, yeah. You need to go to La Isla.
Oh,
Let's say I've never tried.
I know exactly where you're
Ballard.
excited.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so can that be something culture? Because
I am so glad
I
you
kid
brought
you not.
that up.
Like every time I go on a vacation, it's all about food. Where am I gonna go
Yes.
eat? What am I gonna try that's new here in this new place that's foreign to me? It can be New York. I mean, that's foreign to me.
I think that's one of the most practical ways to immerse yourself in a different culture is through food.
Yep.
Personally.
Okay.
Yeah. So me and my brother went to Austin, and one of the spots we were to try was barbecue play. Right. That was one of the best way I've figure out their culture. Is just trying out that. I think it's just a few weeks ago. I went on my honeymoon, and I went and tried this Peruvian food.
Oh, yeah. What'd you eat? Do you remember?
No, but I did take a picture of it just because of that.
Yeah.
So I do have it, and it was one of the best dishes that I ever had.
If you go to a Peruvian spot again, you should try cuy. It's really good.
Cuy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
You've talked about that on here, haven't you?
Just
Interesting.
asking for it.
Oh God.
He's so
See, it
worried
was
about
fun,
it.
and
Go
then
ahead.
the way you said it,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you knew something
Yeah.
about.
No, it's not. It's not
It's like
bad
Rocky
about
Mountain
it.
oysters.
No. It's nothing like that.
It's everywhere in Cusco.
Yeah, just
Okay.
just
Cool.
asking for it. You'll never know. You might like it.
Yeah, and that's how into another different culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to your question.
So
Yeah,
one more quick
I would
question
agree.
then. Let's say I've never been to a play before, right? Nowadays there's a lot of movies based off of plays. Is that cultural if I go to a movie that's based off of a play? Let's say I went to go see Les Miserables. But it's not Les Miserables the play, it's Les Miserables with
It's your homeboy.
with Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe.
Is there any other version?
To me, at this point, no.
Did you know they made a play based off that movie?
It's fantastic,
What?
right?
But,
So,
sorry.
No, you're talking to me, though.
The one thing that I would ask you is watching that movie or just movie, is it inside or outside your norm?
Watching that type of movie is outside my norm. I'm not a type of person that goes to watch a musical. But, however, I will say this. Watching that movie does make me want to go watch the play.
So you equate culture to outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Why?
it's something that I don't do very often. It's something that I don't really do very often. So it's just now I'm just getting new knowledge, new information that I didn't really have in that particular way. So that's why I take that as a culture, is just for more knowledge, and just a lot of it also is that's also how past generations used to entertain themselves, right? And I kind of like the idea of the fact, like, figure out how the past was and how it was enjoyable like that. And I just find
it's unique to me because I think I equate things outside of my comfort zone as things that instill fear in me, scare me, make me nervous. And I wouldn't consider culture outside my comfort zone because I enjoy it. But there are things that I would consider that I don't like. Well, I don't want to say don't like, but disinterested in. Like, for instance, I don't love plays. I would go to them, and I appreciate the art. But I don't get the same feeling of going to a play that I would if I was going to go golfing or go play tennis, go for a bike ride.
Even a Sounders game.
Or go to a Sounders game, right? So
Seahawk game.
That's my play. It's a Sounders game or a Lakers game or, something like that, right? So it's not that it's outside my comfort zone. It's just that it interests me less. Does it make me less cultured? Maybe.
I think anytime you're experiencing experiences that are not a part of your norm, for a lot of people, and I was thinking about this when you said going to a Sounders game, because normally it'd be like, going to a Sounders game, like that's not a big deal, but it can be a big deal for someone who has never experienced soccer or gone to a big stadium or anything like that. It's
huge.
And the thing that I really...
Have you gone to one yet, by the way?
I went to one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Thanks to you. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it was a phenomenal cultural experience.
One of the things I think is if it challenges you, it's culture. If it gets you to interact with something in a more intelligent way that you normally wouldn't do. Like, I think there's a difference between if the four of us, right, if we go see a movie and then afterwards we're like, all right, guys, like, that was a good movie, we'll catch you later. That I would not consider culture. If the four of us go see a movie and then go to dinner afterwards and discuss the movie, that's culture. Things have changed now. Same thing with, like, so the way
Is that culture or enlightenment?
I think what's really going to be powerful is not the movie itself, but it's going to be the intelligent conversations that we have.
Sounds like enlightenment to me.
I think enlightenment in the way I interpret
agreeing to disagree.
Maybe.
Or maybe you're agreeing to agree.
But even when it comes to art, I think that things that challenge us, when it comes to art, what it really is it's other people's viewpoints are being interpreted by us. Right? So if we go to a symphony, we're like, okay, this is why the conductor, or not the conductor, but the composer put these pieces together, and this is how it plays out. When you go to a museum, like Seattle Art Museum, you're looking at a piece of artwork, and you're interpreting what the artist did, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's powerful. Like, just like even these podcast episodes, you can have 10 different people listen to one episode, and each of them get 10 different things out of it. And one of the things that I was going to suggest is we're kind of winding up, is there's so many ways to incorporate the quote, the finer things in life, right? I think...
Yeah, highbrow, uppity, bougie shit.
Yeah. I think, we went so far into, like...
Pretentious ass.
Like, the different things of how we're going to do culture, but when it comes to, like, museums and plays and symphonies and stuff like that, there's so many ways of going about it. You can get inexpensive seating from, like, discount places.
Yeah.
There's Groupons available. There's open mic nights. Go to a poetry night. Or, like you guys talked about, there's the Federal Institute of Museums every first Thursday of the month.
Also, real quick, check with check with your library. Your library actually provides tickets to certain museums that are local, local museums around your area and whatnot.
What if I've never been to my library?
Go to your library, damn it. Figure one out.
But what do you do? So let's tell the people, because maybe they're afraid of going to the library because they don't know what to do. Maybe they're afraid of going to open mic night because
So
they're
there's a
gonna feel out
door
of
where you
place.
walk into. There's a bunch of books, right? And you walk up to the front desk. There's a door that you walk into, and there's a front desk, and you just go up to the librarian, is what they call them, and ask them, hey, I'd like some tickets to a museum. When are you going to be providing tickets to museums? And I'm pretty sure they'll be able to. They have some knowledge of things like that.
Would they need a library card?
You can get one.
Good question.
No.
You can get one for free,
No.
even if you need
They'll give
one.
them out no matter what.
Oh, I thought to enter the library. I'm sorry.
No tickets.
No.
You guys are talking about the events.
To walk
that-
into the library, no.
Yeah.
To get the tickets, I don't know. That's why I say please ask the librarian.
So just go in and talk to a librarian.
There you go.
One of the other way you can kind of expand out your culture, and I think I mentioned it before too in a couple of episodes ago. Go to events12.com.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did say
Right?
that a while back. I forgot about that.
It has all these different types of things that's out there, and a lot of it is culture, as in culture
Yeah.
stuff to do, along with local things that's out there, and that becomes part of the culture as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
For
That's
sure.
something we can kind of look
So
at.
it can be anything, man. We're talking
Yep.
culture here, but we're also talking. We're trying to specify it as like a play or symphony or something like that. But it kind of breaks down into all types of mediums. You talk about music, you're talking about food, you're talking about visuals such as movies and whatnot. So define what culture is to you. If it becomes an experience and it enhances your life in some way or another, I believe that is culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
for
pulled up
one
the
part.
definition here. I'll go through that in just a minute. Just a couple of things we wrote down too, Sam. It's pretty much a lot of what you just said. I mean, I guess culture can be any sort of expression that is foreign to you, of some sort. So you got something right there?
No.
Oh, you just circling, pointing?
Oh,
over
these are
and
just
stuff?
random notes.
Oh,
like
got it.
Why Travel More, the podcast episode.
Ah,
Mhm.
got
I
it.
think contributes to this. So just making a mental note to add that to the
Add that
website.
and share it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do, in just a moment, I'll get with the 2-minute takeaway. So
Yes.
in
Can we
just
do
a
it?
moment. In just a moment. Not yet.
Sorry,
in just
I'm
a moment.
excited.
In just a moment.
I'm so confused.
I
by
want to
that,
share
too.
the definition of culture because we've spent a lot of this episode defining culture so we could discuss it better for our listeners. So culture, as defined by Merriam-Webster, is the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. So as a collective, I'll say that one more time. The arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. So Rohit's right. That bougie shit.
The bougie. Wow. All right.
No, I'm just kidding. So with that said, again, before I move on to the 2-minute takeaway, last thing, I've got something good that I know that I can immerse myself in.
Yes, you do.
What can you immerse yourself in culturally that would be considered culture? That you can do the remainder of the summer or before Christmas or whatever the timeline is.
That's a lot of pressure out here. Oh,
I
man.
know. So I asked you the question.
Hmm.
Does Sam have one to share yet?
I got one.
I'm going to go ahead. Share yours.
Yeah, sure.
You
go.
think about it.
In talking about that, I actually want to go see more of the museums around Tacoma.
Museums before you leave?
The Glass Museum, which I'm never gonna see if I move.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I've been there.
The LeMay Auto Museum.
Oh, I haven't gone to that yet.
I've been
been
wanting
to.
to go there for
And they have
so
amazing
long.
Groupons.
It's been
We've been living
so
here for
long.
years.
And it's been open. Yep. Mm.
What else is there? There's the TAM, which is the Tacoma Art Museum.
I'd be forgetting
Really?
we're recording video until you break the fourth wall.
Right? Until you like,
I'd be like, who the fuck are you talking to?
And well, there was one more, man.
Sam.
I had it in my
I'll
head,
put
but I
Sam
totally
on my
forgot.
list.
Crap.
History Museum,
It's in
Aviation
Seattle.
Museum,
It's in Seattle.
Sam,
Not the Sam. That would have been cool though.
EMP.
It's not called the EMP anymore.
wait, what?
It's called MoPop. Modern Pop
Oh,
Museum.
Museum of Modern
That's
Pop.
Museum
that's
of
what they're
Modern Pop.
doing.
So the
Fast and
EMP.
Furious car show thing.
Okay.
I was wondering where that was.
Yeah, it's at the EMP.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
me. I'm gonna
Oh,
immerse
yeah.
myself into a few more museums before I
Really?
dip out.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So I think when it comes to these types of events, I really enjoy going by myself, or going with someone who can help me learn to appreciate it a little bit more, like the symphony. Had I gone by myself, I wouldn't keep going back. But going with Aaron and asking him, hey, how do I appreciate this? before it happened, he's like, okay, these are the kinds of things as a first timer you want to listen to and listen for and look for. So one of the things that I want to do is I've never been to a poetry reading. And so I'm going to find a poetry reading and attend that.
Nice.
I will go with you. I love going to slam poetries.
I think he literally just said he wants to go alone.
He likes to go by
yeah.
himself.
I'll be sitting on the other side. Just let me know where you're going to be at.
Yeah.
And then we'll just sit
And
separately.
then we'll go throw darts afterwards.
It'll probably be at a bar.
That's true.
And then
Or a
accompany
cafe.
each other to the symphony.
I can't do
Yeah.
slam poetry.
Slam
What you
really?
got?
They're just so mean.
We're running out of time. Shut up.
Sorry.
What you got?
I think I'm just gonna find more plays. I love
Okay.
plays. It's been a while since I've been to a good play.
I just tried to sell you some tickets to play earlier today, and you said no.
Fuck that.
I know, I'm just fucking.
But there's a second one after that I would love to go to. So, Aladdin, here I come.
There you go. Wait
Yeah.
a second. I wanted to see that one.
We all can
Come
go
with me.
together.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. That's what I'm going to do as well. I recently invested in Broadway at the Paramount season tickets
That's an awesome.
for all the plays there.
Yeah.
So Sound of
Beautiful.
Music.
Beautiful.
I talked about them all earlier. Sound of Music, Les Miserables, Elf, Aladdin, Hamilton, and Phantom of the Opera.
Beautiful.
Oh.
I think that's all.
Yeah.
I think that was all of them.
Is that like a
Amazing.
season pass or something?
Yeah, season pass.
Oh,
Les Mis
What's
might be
that?
pretty
It
cool.
was not cheap.
Definitely want to check that out.
It wasn't.
maybe we should listen to our financial.
Yeah, I should listen to the financial episode.
Remember
But you
last
know what
week
I
he was
asked-
talking about his $300 casual
Right.
dining dinner?
But I asked myself a question. Does it provide value?
That's true.
Not only does it provide value in my relationship, it provides value in my cultural views of the world.
Agreed. And you get to see what Hamilton's all
I
about.
guess see what Hamilton was about. That's really why I did it, to
Please
be
go
honest.
out. If anybody has tickets for Hamilton, man, let me know.
You can buy them. Just go online and buy them.
No, I'm not going to be up here. It's only playing in LA. When I'm down there.
That's 2 hours away. Not
I know.
even.
That's what I'm saying. If anybody's in LA.
So
Wow.
anybody in LA, actually, I do know people. So
Oh.
Appreciate it. Thank
No
you.
excuses. You're
All
there.
right, done.
there you go.
Let's wrap this
So
up,
yeah,
man.
let's go ahead and get with the 2-minute takeaway.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Khalid's 2-minute takeaway.
Takeaway.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I like it.
That was your ending.
We tried.
When you guys do that, I feel like I have such a high expectation on
You
this
do.
2-minute takeaway. So
It's like a cornerstone of this podcast.
Roundup, baby.
today's 2-minute takeaway. If you don't listen to any of this podcast, the last 2 minutes is really all you need. If you've ever done a book report like me, you looked at the
You're looking
at the
Cliff
back
Notes.
of the book, at the cliff notes.
Welcome to the
You
Cliff
don't
Notes
even read the
of the
fucking book.
Does that even
GYST
exist?
You have to
podcast.
write a whole gosh darn book report. My notes in the back. Just the 2-minute takeaways for it. So, today's episode is all about culture. What defines culture? How do you define culture? Well, I'll tell you again. Merriam-Webster defines culture as the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. And if you're not soaking in culture, what are you doing with your life? If you're sitting at home Netflixing and chilling, you probably got 6 kids by now, or you probably invested some shares in Trojan or Lifestyles. Depending upon what kind of man you are, Trojan man.
Done.
But if you let it, your entire atmosphere, everything around you, can be considered culture and a cultural experience. One of the things we discussed is that I believe food is truly one of the most practical ways to immerse yourself in culture. I haven't traveled a lot internationally, but I have a few places, Sam as well. You guys can gone to India more times than I've gone to Oregon. But that's the first thing you do, I would imagine, is you go back to these places that make you feel at home and immerse more so in your native culture than you get to here in the States. So I would say that's something that's very important. Food and arts, whether that's theater, whether that's a soccer match, football as they call it, everywhere else in the world except for the States. Take a chance, step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to ask somebody a question. People that are part of these communities and these cultures, if you will, are very proud of them and very happy to share them with you if you just take a chance and ask. So I challenge you today to go out and do that. Whether you go to a play, go to a symphony, Harry Potter symphony, go to an art museum, go to another play, Aladdin, Sound of Music, let me know. I got you. I got some tickets for you. It's going to enrich your life. It's going to add value to your life. And you're going to love it. So with that being said, go ahead and hit us up on the website, GYSTpodcast.com. We're going to have all kinds of links. Rohit's got some audio CDs from 1996
I think this
by my man Jim Rome.
Dude,
What's it called again? We're gonna let me.
The Day That Turns Your Life Around?
The Day That Turns Your Life Around by Jim Rome.
Today's the day.
That looks so much like a Laserdisc cover from elementary school and Substitute. What's that? With that being said, thanks again for listening. Tune in, like it, share it, tell your friends, tell your mama, your sister, your daddy, your brother, your cousins, your nieces and nephews, all that. GYST Podcast. See you next week.
Bye.
Cool.
I've had fun the last 2 episodes.
Yeah?
That was good.
Maybe it's because I'm not here.
I
keep getting this goddamn.
I don't know. I think it's more conversational, I believe.
Do you think having a camera is actually affecting it?
I think so. I'm having more
In
fun.
a way, it did.
Because now, I think like what Sam did earlier is when he was getting ready to make a point, he like looked at the camera and smiled, or something like that. Like even though it's silly, it makes it more enjoyable for us because,
Yeah.
and I think for them too, because now they can see. It's not just the voice, they can see.
Oh, it's going.
Like you were saying something, and I just like put my head down, and I was like, but you're never gonna be able to pick that up when we're.
What was I saying that made you do that?
What don't you say when?
Fair point.
See this is our sound guy. Now you know why the sound is so bad. It's this guy right here.
He's over here fucking playing. Open the window. Get some air circulating this bad boy. Rohit.
When
So,
people talk about
before I forget, here's
you guys have all those things like
something I thought about.
Whereas I don't have.
Why'd your window open so fucking easy?
got that on video.
Asshole.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to our GYST podcast. We hope you learned how to get your together.